Shalom, shalom. Kazakh Banyan Howard, Hebrew Israelite. Try to come out here at least once a week, twice a week to see if I can wake up any of my people. You know, potentially plant some seeds through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's the name of the Most High, Yahweh, and the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So we believe that the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people, the Hebrew Israelites, you know, of the Bible, the chosen people of the Bible, lost and now found. So I'm just go through some precepts through the Spirit. Gonna start off in the book of Lamentations. Lamentations chapter 5, verse 1. So Lamentations from the top. It says, "Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach." Verse 2. "Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens." So let's talk about us, the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Our inheritance was turned to strangers, our houses to aliens, you know. Our inheritance, you got the so-called, the white man, Amalek. He from the nation, he from the house of Amalek, you know, Esau's grandson. And, you know, those are the so-called fake Jews, you know, the people that call themselves Jewish. You know, first off, ish, the suffix ish means pertaining to. So that means to be like, you know. So they not Jews, but they Jewish. They being like Jews. The real Jews are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, speaking as a whole for the 12 tribes, but the actual 3 tribes will be the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Benjamin, and the tribe of Levi, which will be the real Jews. You know, and so our inheritance and our houses was turned to strangers and aliens. You know, so we got people that's not even us. You know, living according to our heritage and living in our land. So that's what it means that our houses was turned to aliens and our inheritance was turned to strangers. Verse 3, it says, "We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us." So the Israelites, the Most High, He made this world. He made the world for our sakes. He made the world for the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And now we at the bottom of society because we didn't want to hearken to the Most High's commandments, you know? So now everything that we supposed to be owning in this world, we got to buy it from other nations, you know? Everything that this wood, all the wood that you see, we supposed to be selling that to the other nations, taxing them for it. But we got to buy it from them, and they taxing us for it, you know? The water's supposed to be free. Water comes, the Most High send water from the sky through the clouds. So we gotta pay for that, you know. And then if the so-called white man catch you storing up rainwater, he'll come and give you a ticket for that, you know, which is wicked. But you know, all these things we supposed to be owning. The Lord made the world for our sakes. Let me go ahead and get that real quick. Go ahead and get that out the book of 2nd Esdras. Book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, I'm going to start at 54. It says, "And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen." So everybody that you see on the planet today, every nation, every kindred, every people, everybody that you see on the planet today, they all came out of Adam, you know. And so the Most High said through Prophet Esdras, he said out of everybody on the earth, you know, He only chose one people, you know. the chosen people. Out of all the kindreds that come out of Adam, out of all the nations, he only chose one people that come out of them. You know, verse 55 it says, "All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes." The Most High, he made the world for the chosen people, his chosen people, the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Everything on this planet should be ours. You know, we should be having rulership over all these things, but we fell from our estate. We fell from our rulership when we started doing abominations and keeping up with them and hearkening to the other nations and trying to live like them. You know, we're supposed to be doing our own thing. Our heritage is the commandments of the Most High, and we strayed away from our heritage by worshiping other idols. You know, worshiping false idols and taking on the characteristics of the other nations. When the Most High never wanted us to do that. We had chosen people. You know, the Most High, like he finna say later on in this verse, he finna say that all the other people on this earth is spittle unto him. You know, they not nothing. The only people that he concerned about is his chosen people. Let me get that. Verse 56. It says, "As for the other people," so all the other people besides the Israelites, let's talk about them. It says, "Which also came of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel." So the Most High said, the other people that come out of Adam, if you're not an Israelite, then you like unto spittle or a drop that fall from a vessel. You know, so if you're carrying a bucket of water, and one little drop fall and splash on the ground, you're not gonna care about that drop that splash on the ground, because you still got that whole bucket. And the Israelites, we that bucket. And the drop that splashed on the ground is the other nations. The Most High don't care about them other people. You know, he only care about the Israelites. So let me go back to Lamentations. He say, I'm gonna start at verse 4. This is Lamentations 5 and 4. It says, "We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest." So our necks, we constantly under persecution. You know, we constantly got to serve under the so-called white man. We constantly got to serve under these other nations, and they always persecuting us. You know, they kill us out on the streets, and then when you take it to court, to try to persecute them, they hold themselves not guilty. Like I say, let me bring that out in Zechariah. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 4. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, my God, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty." So our possessors, they slay us and hold themselves not guilty. You know, they slay us, they kill us out on the streets. You got police just shooting random black men, shooting random Hispanic men. You know, probably when they pull them over, if they find out that they innocent, that they ain't got nothing wrong, policeman probably go plant drugs on them. You know, you never know what the so-called white man, what he go do in this legal system. It's corrupted. It's corrupted, so they win every time and we lose every time. You know, like I said in one of my last videos, when a Jake, a so-called Israelite, when he catch a case, the judge throw the book at him. You know, he get the max sentence. But let a white boy come up and do the same thing. You know, they gonna try to get him the bare minimum. They gonna try to work with him so he could go home to see his family. You know, but they want Jake to be a part of to be away from his family. You know, so that family structure to keep falling, and then it won't be and then it just keep us at the bottom. You know, it's all crafty counsel. Let me read that again. This is Zechariah 11 and 5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. But they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So the people that sell us, they thank the Lord for it. You know, they thinking they doing the right thing in the Most High's eyes. But the whole time, the Most High, he taking account of all this wickedness that the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man, and the Chinese man, the Ammonites and the Moabites, you know, he taking account of all the wicked things that they doing to the children of Israel, to his people, you know, and he gonna have that in remembrance, you know. The Most High ain't gonna forget nothing that they did to his chosen people. He gonna remember all of that. Let me go back to the book of Lamentations, though. Verse 5, it says, our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. So they saying our fathers, we still paying for the sins of our fathers. That's why we at the bottom today. You see us, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you see us at the bottom today. And all that started once we got brought over here in slavery. You know, we was paying for when we got brought over here in slavery, we was paying for the iniquities of our forefathers then. You know, the Most High, he will, how can I say this? He will repay you for your iniquity. You know, he'll chastise you for your iniquity through up to the 4th generation. Let me go ahead and grab that, matter of fact. So it don't matter if your forefathers did it. You know, it don't matter if your forefathers did something wrong. You know, you can still be paying for it. If you didn't do nothing wrong, if you was righteous your whole life, you can still be paying for the sins of your forefathers, you know. It could come through your generation. Because we are our forefathers, if you got ears to hear. So like it, let me grab this. It's on there. Exodus. Exodus chapter 34 and verse 7. It says, keeping the mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and to the 4th generation. So all the way up to the 3rd and 4th generation, you can still be paying for the sins of your forefathers. Just like we is now, we paying for the sins of our forefathers. We gotta live at the bottom of society. We gotta be last hire, first fire. You know, we gotta get persecuted and racially discriminated by the so-called other nations. You know, when all of it was a result of the sins of our forefathers. So we still paying for that today, just like the Most High said. This is Lamentations chapter 5, verse 8. It says, servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. So we got servants ruling over us, you know. Let me go ahead and get that precept out of Ecclesiastes real quick. Because right now we got servants ruling over us. Like I said, the Most High made this world for our sakes. We the ones supposed to be ruling over it. The Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Everybody's supposed to be serving us, and we supposed to be ruling over them with a rod of iron, you know. But we didn't fell off our pedestal, you know. We wanted to worship other gods. We wanted to eat unclean foods. We wanted to abuse the Sabbath day. You know, we was breaking the Most High's commandments, so he had to chastise us. You know, if your kid doing something wrong and they not doing what you told them to do, is you still gonna let them have fun and enjoy the benefits? No. You gonna give them a whooping. You gonna put them in timeout. You gonna do whatever you do as a parent to correct your children. You know. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10. I'm gonna start at 6. It says, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth." So he said I seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants. So you got the servants, the people that's supposed to be at the bottom of society, the people that's supposed to be serving the Israelites. You know, they upon horses, which means to be upon a horse mean you got power. You know, you upon a horse, so you got power. You know, you got some type of rulership under you. And it said princes is sitting in a low place. So how the prince is sitting in a low place? The prince is in jail cells. You know, the prince is being persecuted. The prince is at the bottom of society, being last hired, first fired. The princes can't find nowhere to stay. The prince is sleeping out on the street. You know, the princes is in the homeless shelters. You know, the princes, they ain't got a dollar to their name. The princes can't buy Pampers for their kids. The princes, they can't do none of these things because they're at the bottom of society. They're being oppressed on the daily, you know. Let me read that again. Ecclesiastes 10:7, it says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So, you know, you got the princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now we serving the other nations, you know. We got to serve them for one of all things, like it said in the book of Deuteronomy. Let me go ahead and grab that, because that's part of the curses. That's part of the curses for not keeping the Lord's commandments. It's like it. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. I'm going to start at 43 because this goes along with it also. It says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So the strangers, the other nations, you know, you got the Arabs, you got the so-called white man, you got the Chinese man, you got the Japanese man, you know, you got all these other nations besides the Israelites, you know, progressing in their nation, within their nation. They come over here and they can oppress us just like the so-called white man do. They come over here and get a tobacco store. They come over here and get a gas station real quick. They get a loan for any business they want. But when we try to get a loan to start our business, you know, to try to help our people out, we can't do that. You know, we gotta jump through all these hoops for the so-called white man just to get a loan. You know, when they can just come over here from wherever they from and become a doctor easily. You know, get a loan to start their own business easily, you know. But we the ones being oppressed. That's what that means. It says the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. You know, that's part of the curses. We coming down very low, and we been at the bottom for the longest, you know. As long as I can remember, our people been at the bottom. All because we ain't want to listen to the Lord's commandments. I'm gonna jump down to verse I'm trying to keep all my precepts. But I'm going to jump down to verse 47. It says, because, this is Deuteronomy 28:47. It says, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst. So just like we read in Lamentations, let me go ahead and bring it back out. It says, servants have ruled over us, and there is none that doth deliver us out of thine hand. So, you know, we got to serve our enemies, but for one of all things. Just like this verse in Deuteronomy 28:47 just said. It said, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst. So when you're hungry, you gotta go to your enemies. You know, you want to go to McDonald's, get some fries or whatever. We don't own no McDonald's. You know, that's a so-called white man. That's his business. He the CEO. You know, you want to go get something to drink from say 7-Eleven. You know, the Arab or the Indian man might be running that. You know, but all together it might be the so-called white man that's at the top. That's the CEO. You serving him. You feeding his pockets. You know, it say, and in nakedness. You want clothes, you go to Walmart, you go to the mall. Who own these malls? Who own the Walmart business? Who run the corporate industries? You know, it's the so-called white man, you know. It say, and in one of all things, you want to get your license, you gotta go to the so-called white man. You want to get married, to marry your wife in this society, you know, I mean, because according to the Bible, sex is marriage, according to the Most High. But in this society, we recognize as married, you gotta go to the so-called white man to get a marriage certificate. You got to either stand in front of the judge. Either way, you got to go to the so-called white man to get the certificate. So look, it say, in one of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. What nation of people had a yoke of iron upon their neck? If that wasn't us, then I don't know who it was. You know, they had the Latinos. You know, they got the what is it called, the Spanish diaspora or something like that. They were sending the Latino brothers and sisters all throughout Europe. You know, sending them to some Arab countries and to Spain and all them countries. You know, they had a yoke of iron on our Native American brothers and sisters when they came over here, tried to put them in chains so they could take their land. You know, they had yokes of iron on our neck when we got brought over here in slave ships. You know, and we had to work it. Salakia. It's still alright, cool. Satan trying to take away the word. So yeah, they put yokes of iron on our neck when we had to come over here on slave ships, you know. So hey, these curses, like I said, they gonna be on us for a sign and a wonder. But let me go back to Lamentations though. It says, verse 9, it says, we got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine. And that famine gonna come back. You know, it's gonna be another famine in these days. You gonna have a famine of the word, you know, where people gonna be running in and out, running everywhere to and fro, trying to find the word of the Lord, trying to find this truth that they've been missing, you know, because they wanted to dedicate their ears to their Christian pastors who've been lying to them their whole life. You know, people gonna be running, trying to get this truth, trying to get this true word, you know, but they ain't gonna be able to find it because the Lord gonna take it away. You know, it ain't gonna be no more YouTube. It ain't gonna be no more prophets out here on the street. Because we gonna be out here, we gonna be in the house trying to protect our family because martial law gonna be kicking off. You know, people gonna be getting put in camps. You know, people gonna be getting put to death. So we ain't gonna have time to be out here on the street, you know, trying to help you wake up. You know, that's like the parable of the 10 virgins. You know, 5 of the virgins were silly and was just basically fucking around the whole time. When the other 5 virgins, they took their time precious. You know, they meditated on the precepts. They did what it took to receive that salvation. But all the other virgins, they didn't do that. They didn't take it seriously, you know. And then when it was time for the bridegroom to come, like it said in Matthew 25 with the parable, when it was time for the bridegroom to come, they was like, what they say to the other 5 virgins? To the other 5 virgins that was smirking. You know, they said, give us some of your oil. So give us some of your oil so we can know all these things too, you know, so we can trim our lamps. And then what the smart virgins say? They was like, no. Because if we give y'all some, it ain't going to be enough for us. You know, so, hey, that famine of the word, people better watch that. You better get in this book. Like my brother, like one of my brothers said on my status. You know, he said, just dig in this word. And, you know, and just start digging in these precepts. And just pray the Lord give you that understanding, you know. Lord willing, he do. But if you're not of the elect, you ain't going to get it, you know. Lord willing. Verse 11. Lamentations 5 and 11, it says, they ravished the women in Zion, and the maids in the cities of Judah. So they ravished our women. You know, that's part of the curses too. You know, that go back to the curses in Deuteronomy 28. Let me go ahead and grab that. You got your women getting ravished, you know. What that say? This Deuteronomy 28 and 30, it says, thou shalt betroth a wife. So you get you a wife, right? And it say, and another man shall lie with her. So like I say, when I'm trying to wake somebody up, potentially, you know.
Do you know where the buses meet up at?
It's a spot. You gotta go down there. I mean, wait, hold on, wait. Go straight. Go straight, and then make a right. Make a right, and then you gonna make another right. You wanna go like this by Central, you know where the high school at?
That's where the buses meet
Yeah,
at?
it's over there.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But Salakia. But yeah, you know, that's in the curse. Let me read that again in Lamentations before I get this. But it say, Lamentations 5:11 say they ravished the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. So they was ravishing our women. You know, they was taking advantage of them. You know, they'd come in and just rape your wife. You know, you wouldn't be able to do nothing about it. So let me get that. This the curse. This the curse right here. It says, this Deuteronomy 28:30. It says, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. So you got a wife. You get your wife. You know, you on the slave plantation, and you got your wife. You thinking everything is cool now. You know, but one night, you know, master, he get to thinking like the slave master, the white man. You know, he get to thinking like, oh, I ain't never noticed her. Satan keep trying to take away the word, man. Slocky. But the slave master, he come and he just kick in your door, and all of a sudden he grab your wife up by her hair and drag her out the house. And you know what he finna do to her? He finna ravish her. He finna rape her. You know, that's part of the curses that was put on the Israelites. And it wouldn't be no might in our hand, no matter what our oppressors was doing to us. We couldn't do nothing about it. You know. That's all I wanted on that. Verse 12 in Lamentations 5:12 it says princes are hanged up by their hand, the faces of elders were not honored. So you know that go back to the curses too. You know, it says a nation will come against us from far, and they won't have regards for the old or the young. You know, so they was treating our elders just as worse they was treating the young people. You know, they was killing them, hanging them from trees. You know, setting them on fire while they was hanging from the trees. You know, the KKK would come and tie you to the cross and then set the cross on fire. They didn't care if you was old or young. You know. Verse 13, it says, they took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood. They took our young men to grind. You know, they had us working in them cotton fields, sun up to sundown, you know, and we couldn't do nothing about it. It says, verse 14, the elders have ceased from the gate, the young men from their music. So we couldn't find no joy. You know, I mean, we came, like, our people, we so, the Most High, he put it on our spirits to find joy through the hard times, you know. Like you'll watch some slave movies and see that our people were still clapping, and you know they're still kicking sometimes, and they you know they basically still it was all through praising the Lord, though they had a Negro spirituals. That's what I was looking for. The Negro spirituals. We still had our Negro spirituals, but 9 times out of 10 them Negro spirituals was they was being sung through depression, you know. So we still found joy through our depression, but it was more depression than anything. Verse 16, it says, the crown is fallen from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned. Like I said, the crown fallen from our head. We fell from that higher state. We fell from that pedestal that we was on. You know. It says, for this our heart is faint. For these things our eyes are dim. Because of the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it. Thou, O Lord, remainest forever, thy throne from generation to generation. Wherefore dost thou forget us forever, and forsake us so long time? So this basically that like what they would say in a prayer. You know, why you forget us, Lord, for a long time? You know, why did you forsake us? Why did you cast us off to be servants to these devils? You know, why are you just letting these people do these things to us? But we got to realize that the Most High, he put us in the hands of our enemies because we wasn't listening to his word. So we got to learn our lesson, you know. That's why it's so important for us to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments and rehearse the righteous acts in our captivity, you know. Let me get that in Judges. It's important to rehearse the righteous acts in the land of our captivity, because then we showing the Lord that we coming back to our nationality and we want our inheritance back, you know. We want the Lord to entreat us, to hear us of our prayers, you know. We tired of being at the bottom of society, and we got to go through the straight gate. I'm going to go ahead and get that next, because that's the only way we can get out of this situation that we're in. This Judges chapter 5, verse 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates. So what I just wanted on that, it say we gotta rehearse the righteous acts. You know, once you escape all the trial and tribulation, we gotta rehearse the righteous acts. You know, all the major trial and tribulation is over. You know, we're not in slavery right now. We got a little bit of liberty to rehearse the righteous acts. You know, we could go post up on these street corners and bring this word out. You know, we could go to the store and get us our fringes, you know, and put them on our garments. You know, we could start keeping the high holy days, you know, as they was written in the Bible, like our forefathers did. We can start doing those things. We got to rehearse the righteous acts. That's a must. That's a must. In order to get the Most High to hear your prayers, you got to keep the commandments. You got to keep the high holy days. You gotta have fear in the Lord, and fear in the Lord is keeping the commandments. You know. So let me finish this up on Lamentations. It says, "Turn thou." Oh wait, I was supposed to get the straight gate right. Salaki. Because that's the only way. You know, keeping the commandments and keeping the faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Most High, in the name of His Son. That's the only way. That's the only way to receive salvation. And Yahushai told us that through His own mouth. So like this is Matthew 7, and it says, this is Matthew 7 and 13, it says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction." So he said, enter in through the straight gate. You know, you can't come. You gotta go through being an Israelite. You know, you gotta rehearse the righteous acts. You gotta keep the commandments of the Most High. You can't come in through Islam. You know, you can't come in being Roman Catholic. You can't come in being a Christian, being a Baptist. You can't come in doing all those things. Yahushua said, come in through the straight gate, which is keeping the commandments and keeping the faith in Him and His Father. You know. And first of all, you got to be a Negro, Latino, Native American. You know, you can't just be anybody. You got to be an Israelite, first of all, to even enter into the gates of the kingdom. I'm going to read that again. This is Matthew 7 and 13. It says, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat." So it's many that want to go off to the wayside, and they don't go in through the straight gate. They want to climb up some other way. They want to go up through Islam and be Muslim. I'm going to worship the Most High this way. I'm going to just be a Muslim. You know, I'm going to worship the Most High, but I'm going to be a Hindu. I'm going to worship the Most High, but I'm going to be a Baptist. I'm going to worship the Most High, but I'm going to be a Mormon or a Roman Catholic. No, the Most High said enter in through the straight gate. The Most High never gave no religion. The Most High is not the author of confusion. Religion is confusion, you know. He said enter in through the straight gate. Keep the commandments and keep the faith. You know, all He gave was commandments. He never gave religion. So let me go back to Lamentations. Finish this up. I'm going to go ahead and finish this lesson because it's dead out here. It says, verse 21, Lamentations 5 and 21, it says, Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned. Renew our ways as of old. But thou hast utterly rejected us. Thou art very wroth against us. So the Most High, He rejected us. You know, He discontinued us from our inheritance, like Jeremiah said. And let me go ahead and get that. So the Most High rejected us, and this is how He did it. It says, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. It says, "Thou, even thyself," I'm trying to make sure my phone's still off. Slack it. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. It says, "And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance that I gave thee." So this the Most High, this is a sign of the Most High rejected us. He said we was going to discontinue from our inheritance. our heritage. You know, we was gonna discontinue from keeping the high holy days, keeping the Sabbath day, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, he was gonna reject us from being in our land. You know, that he gave us. It say, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. So he is gonna cast us out of our land. You know, he's gonna have the Romans come down and persecute us. We fled into Africa, like it's saying the book of Luke, and we was gonna dwell in Africa for a little bit. Then he sent the so-called white man, and we got sold by the Hamites to the white man, and then we got brought over here to Babylon, America, Babylon the Great. You know, to serve our enemies in a land which we don't know. It say, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. So the Most High said we was going to kindle the fire in his anger, which shall burn forever. Let me just read this last verse on Lamentations to finish up the chapter. Then I'm just going ahead and check out. I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, turn thou us unto thee, O Yahweh, and we shall be turned, renew our days as of old. But thou hast utterly rejected us, thou art very wroth against us. So, hey, we gotta come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You know, to be clear of that rejection, we gotta keep His commandments, and we gotta be baptized by the Word. We gotta start living according to this Word. You know, in order to get the Most High, High's mercy again. You know, we gotta come out of these abominations, all of these sins that we've been committing throughout all our life. You know, so we can get put back on that pedestal and potentially receive salvation. So like it, receive salvation, then get put back on that pedestal. You know, to become the righteous rulers of this earth, how we supposed to be, and not under the other nations. So with that being said, you know, this brother Kazak Ban Yahawada, and I just want to bid Israel a hearty shalom, and all